Hey there, fellow designers. My name is Haleo, but you can call me Dr. PDF for today. Well, because I'm here to talk about magical solution about your sleep struggles, especially in the world of Metaverse. Now, let me pose a question. Which do you value more? A. Sacrificing your health and well-being to meet deadlines and impress clients, or B. Maintaining a healthy sleep routine with something like Metamonia, ensuring a sustainable lifestyle? I suggest voting for option B. Prioritizing a healthy, sustainable lifestyle over sacrificing sleep is essential, and Metamonia can assist you achieving this goal. You might be wondering what Metamonia is. Well, it's like a guardian angel for designers, offering a design solution to help you live best life within the metaverse environment. Before we dive into nitty-gritty, I asked few designers what metaverse means to them. Let's watch it together. What is metaverse for you?
It's that company that has Facebook and Instagram, right?
Facebook
One, two,
Um,
I did 3 cuts.
VR
And
thing.
Real life The Sims.
I think of the Facebook metaverse, so kind of a virtual reality world where you interact with people, but online, not in real life.
I think it's very silly. I think it's squandered potential and is the ultimate divine comedy of modern technological age.
Most designers I have interviewed have a basic idea of metaverse, positive or negative, but they were unaware of its potential impact and how it can revolutionize our daily lives. On the surface level, designers may appear to be creating cool logos, but behind the scenes, it's more than that. They're often stressed out, living pretty unhealthy lifestyles. Crazy deadlines, demanding clients, endless cups of coffee can turn us into nocturnal creatures, almost like vampires. And guess what? Sacrificing sleep for work isn't the productivity hack we think it is. In fact, it's a recipe for disaster. It leaves us unfocused, prone to errors, grumpy, which is not great for our long term performance. I know it's tough to change habits, but trust me when I say prioritizing sleep is key. Just like our precious computers, which need to shut down to function correctly, we also need rest. Because when you get a good night's sleep, it's like hitting the reset button. You wake up with more energy, sharper focus, better decision making skills, improved memory, and stronger immune system, all of which boost your productivity. So today I'm going to introduce you to some healthy sleep solutions with Metabonia, showing you how it can help you get the quality sleep you deserve and even unleash your creativity as a designer. First, let's discuss the significance of light exposure. Did you know that soaking in sunlight during the day helps your body produce melatonin for better sleep at night? But at night, you need to dim those lights to signal your body that it's time to sleep and recharge. By integrating the importance of light exposure on Metamonia, we aim to promote healthier sleep cycle for people with sleep problems and insomnia. For today's interview, I invited Gersums Plus, who has a PhD in psychology and epidemiology and teaches neuropsychology of perception and imagination at Art Center. I asked him what he thinks about metaverse technology helping people to go sleep. Let's listen to what it says. I was imagining the new technology, which is called Metamonia, offering the relaxation routines through like metaverse, including the activities such as meditation through like wearing AR goggles and also creating tranquil environment and like listening to white noises, which I thought would benefit
Okay. Yeah.
improve designer sleep quality.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So, so the sleep issues that you're talking about then are insomnia, I guess, right?
Yes.
So
Or
sleep deprivation, many people at art school have sleep deprivation, and there's no technology that can help with that, unfortunately, unless you can have technology making your workflow go faster. And then insomnia comes with okay. So you want to talk to me a little bit about insomnia?
yes, please.
Yeah, okay. So insomnia comes in two variants. The first one is having trouble going to sleep, and the second one is having trouble staying asleep, right? And so when it comes to going to sleep, indeed stuff such as meditation, white noise may be helpful there. There is some writing around the topic of sleep hygiene. Okay, so sleep hygiene is a term like hygiene as in washing your hands, but hygiene now is for your mind. If you look that up, if you Google that, you'll find a bunch of suggestions that typically deal with, not drinking coffee after a certain time and taking some time between the end of your work before you go to sleep, so you have some time to actually calm down, which is hard to do if your workload is too high. The blue light, for some people that seems to matter. I personally don't see a lot of that. For some people that seems to be an issue. Stress, obviously, the oddity that we are wound up at the end of the day, but we're not physically, we're exhausted at the end of the day, but we're not physically tired. So sleep hygiene also suggests that it might be good to get some physical exercise, which again is hard to do if you are as busy as we are at art school. So those are the kind of things that have to do with being able to go to sleep. Some people help with gummies, TSC, or with melatonin. I don't have a strong opinion about that. If it helps, it helps. But in the long run, all of these things are fine if it helps for a particular occasion. But in the long run, you need healthier habits because those are not long-term solutions, of course.
Piggybacking Professor Gersom's insight into impact of technology on sleep and the issue of blue lights, I thought about the book Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. This book has an index section that provides 12 tips for healthy sleep and explains how important lighting is in people's lives. He suggests sleeping in a dark, cool, gadget-free room while having the right sunlight exposure. And daylight is key to regulating daily sleep patterns. So I learned that lighting plays a massive role in sleeping wellness. While researching other sleep-related tech companies, I discovered that most of their UI was initially in dark mode. It was because the dark UI is used as the default setting to promote better sleep preparation. The colors used other than black were gray, blue, and purple, which were also darker shades of colors that complemented black. Metamonia will also incorporate the dark mode setting so that the screen and blue light will not interfere with the current state of trying to fall asleep and help them focus on their sleep routine. So Metamonia can help exhausted designers fall asleep by reducing blue light, producing more melatonin, promoting a regular sleep cycle, and overcoming insomnia. Let's move on to the meditation. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed unable to switch off your brain? Yeah, we've all been there. That's where meditation comes in. With Metamonia, you experience a tranquil environment, listen to calming music or white noises, and ease into sleep without those thoughts keeping you up all night. It's like hitting the pause button on your racing mind. As a designer, we are constantly working on our minds. Sometimes it won't stop when you're trying to sleep at night. The constant thoughts linger in your mind and keep you awake. Like, nothing you've done this year can be put into your portfolio. Or how do I tell my client that the animated GIF won't play when printed out? Professor Gersom will talk about his opinion on these concerns and how can you stop thinking negatively, perhaps with the help of Metamonia.
All right. So my imagination is my main academic interest. Sometimes we imagine scenarios to find out how I would feel. I'm imagining a conversation with a friend or with my boss. And if the scenario goes, no, I don't want to do that. So then you are discovering an emotion as the result of imagination. Sometimes it's the other way around, and you start imagination with the outcome, with the emotion already there, right? And then guess what? All the scenarios that you imagine become, nightmarish and things go bad, right? So that's a very common thing to do in the middle of the night. And then, how do you deal with that negativity? How do you learn to either meditate or breathing exercises, which is, I guess, a form of meditation, or other things that can help you with that? I think it's useful to know that that negativity is part of what your body does, and it's not that there is actual stuff to worry about. So I would in general say that, you might as well remind yourself that you've never solved the problem at 4 a.m., right? All your worrying is really just that. It's not problem solving, okay? Some worrying is problem solving, and that's good. Sometimes you need to solve problems. So worrying can be helpful. But in the middle of the night, you're not worrying. You're just, spinning your wheels and being negative. Mindfulness, meditation, breathing exercises, you can literally have, those exist as part of the Fitbit universe of right. So I think you can steal any of that. Well, within the liability issues, but I think you can piggyback on any of that. Many people who are not that good at meditation say that when they try to meditate, they just fall asleep, which is supposedly not what should be happening in meditation. But hey, if it helps you go to sleep, then why not, right? So that helps for me. And I think what many of these strategies try to do is to make you stop thinking. And so for me, thinking is a form of imagining. If you try to be in the present using meditation, people find it actually very difficult. It doesn't come naturally. So our natural inclination is to imagine. And to imagine almost always means that we consider either the future or the past or alternatives for where we are right now, anywhere but here, right? So that seems to be our natural attitude towards the world. And so you can try to stop imagining, and that helps by trying to step back and to look at it, to be in the present, to meditate. That's one way. Alternatively, you can try to imagine better. My attitude is that people should learn to imagine, and that it's kind of sad that we force kids to remember algebra, but we never teach them how to use their own mind. So to me, that's kind of sad. And then people go to art school and they, realize how much they've missed in a way, right? So if your machinery can help people at the end of the day to feel good in their solitude, to connect with their authentic self, and not to worry that they're not good enough, that they're doing something wrong, that they're getting into trouble. But if people can connect with their authentic self and be at peace with that, oh, you would sleep so well, right?
According to Professor Gersom, having a solution like meditation with Metamonia may benefit sleeping. In Metamonia, we design a virtual environment for designers who struggle with insomnia to experience mindful exercises such as meditation and breathing exercises with soft and warm lighting and calming background music. These exercises can help them stop thinking about the unnecessary thoughts that hijacked negative imagination and imagine a tranquil environment that can help them relax and connect with their authentic self to promote a good night's sleep. Lastly, the design solution for people suffering from sleep problems is to turn lemons into lemonades. Metamonia will allow designers to explore their dreams by recording, to make it their inspiration. Let's listen to what Professor Gersom says about dream exploration for more creative ideas, his thought on dream catchers, and art center designers who suffer from sleep deprivation because of their projects. Many people believe that some of their creative ideas arise during dreaming, but often struggle to recall them upon waking up. So Metamonia aims to address this, allowing users to track their dream exploration and study their unconscious mind. And do you believe that this could aid designers in boosting their creativity?
Yeah, I think that dreams are a form of unstructured, uninvited imagination. I know that in some cultures and some people believe that dreams tell them new things about the world. That's difficult to defend. I think dreams very seriously. I think they're very valuable, but I don't think that they're true. That's an important distinction to make, because if you want to learn something about the world, you'd better wake up and open your eyes. But if you want to explore the possibilities of imagination, dreams are a wonderful way to go about it is unfortunate that we tend not to remember our dreams. To remember requires certain chemicals in the brain, and those chemicals are literally not made at night. So there is a biological reason why it's difficult to remember dreams. As you go to sleep, look at that journal and tell yourself that you want to remember the dreams, because that's the best way to do it. So you can train that, but you have to write them down immediately. If you first take a shower and have breakfast, poof, it's gone. I like doing that analog, literally writing and drawing. Um, some people like to talk to an electronic device. I feel that you're missing some of the visuals then. Um, but whatever works for people. I still think that analog is more interesting, but perhaps that's not true for everyone. So I'm willing to consider that for some people, digital may be a good way of doing it. And then a machine like you are thinking about could certainly be helpful, right?
Talking about the nightmare, I'm just curious, have you ever embraced the spiritual beliefs surrounding the dream catchers?
I love it. I love these things. And so for all these things about dream interpretations and so on, and people have been doing stuff with that for millennia, and I think those are very beautiful and very valuable. Um, for me as a scientist, I need to sort of say it's beautiful, it's valuable, but it doesn't mean it's true. But if it's meaningful to you, then please don't let me talk you out of that. You know what I mean?
I have another question for you. So, do you consider designers, particularly those students in art center, prioritizing work over sleep to stay ahead of their peers as a concern? Because art
In
center students,
school,
yeah,
that seems to happen a lot. I wish that wasn't true because I don't think it is all that helpful. But um, every now and then, when I talk to students, like after graduation, they go, "Oh my gosh, I was so worried about the job. You have no idea how much sleep I'm getting. It's actually from 9 to 5, or some hours like that." So most of them find it so much less stressful to have a job, even with the obvious imposter syndrome, getting used to the job, wanting to do well. I mean, there's plenty to worry about, but most people find it a relief to be out of school. So the problem of not enough sleep, it's just that physically it's difficult to be creative because you're just too tired to open your eyes. I've had people falling asleep in class. I'm sure you're familiar with that. But there is also an element of, to be creative, you need to be able to step back a little bit. If you want to do something else and original and new, you have to first of all stop with the reflex. You have to interrupt that process. You go, wait a minute, my first impulse is to do this. What else could I do? Right? If I do that, what would the world look like? How do I feel about that? What else can I think of? You need some time, and you don't get that if you're in a panic, right? And if you are in a panic, don't sit still and start imagining stuff. Run. I get that. Okay, there's a reason for that. But if you are interested in creating space for those for the imagination, and no, I think you and I at least agree that that's important. You need not to be in a panic. And art school creates way too much panic, way too much stress. So I'm not a big fan of stress. I don't think it helps with creativity.
with the help of AI image and video generating functions, Metamonia can vividly picture a moment in dreams as a person describes what the dream is about upon waking up with their voice. For dream journal exploration, designers can capture their wildest imagination and it may inspire their next project. Also, it can be a tool to replace design platforms such as Pinterest or Behance in the future generation. However, as Professor Gershon mentioned, the most important thing is to prioritize sleep over work to have creative and original ideas. Thank you so much for listening about insomnia in Metamonia. Please stay in touch with us on Instagram. Looking forward to connect with you soon. Sleep tight.